Hey fellow enthusiasts, if you want to know how to determine who you will be 5 years from now, then this video is for you.
Here we go.
Hey fellow enthusiasts, this is Tommy Lanham and I am on a mission to break the monotony of the mundane and the mediocre by bringing as much enthusiasm to as many businesses, ministries, marriages, and individual lives as I possibly can. Hey, it wasn't too long ago I was kind of rambling through my favorite store, which is half-price books. I just like walking through there. There's just something almost spiritual about walking through a used bookstore. And I came across this book. I did not even know it existed. And it's a book that is a tribute to Charlie Tremendous Jones. And when I saw this book, I immediately picked it up, flipped through it, and decided to buy it because it's Charlie Tremendous Jones. His most famous quote goes like this: "You are the same person today as you will be 5 years from now, except for the people you meet and the books you read." You are typically the average of the 5 to 10 people you spend the most time with. So make sure you spend that time with people that are the way you want to be. Tony Robbins puts it this way. He says, every individual is a specific result of the expectations of their peer group. So whoever it is you hang around the most, what do they expect of you? Do they expect you to live a life of enthusiasm, a life of climbing to your God-given potential, a life of following your dreams? Or do they just expect you to live the day-to-day, boring, status quo, mundane life? Think about that, because you're the average of the 5 to 10 people that you spend the most time with. One of the reasons that Jesus established the church is because he knew that we needed it. If we were going to grow spiritually, we had to hang around with other people who were focused in the same direction, people who had their eyes on Jesus, the author and perfecter of our faith, so that we could grow in that faith. Some of the associations that I belong to those associations because they have high expectations of me. They make me better just by being around them. I'm a part of the Kentucky division of the National Speakers Association. And those guys and those ladies, man, they pour themselves into me and I pour myself into them, and we learn from each other and we encourage each other, and we're all better because we hang out together and we have high expectations of each other. I'm a part of the International Christian Coaches Association. As a coach, I've been a part of this association for several years. I go to their conferences, their world conferences they put on in connection with the American Association of Christian Counselors. And every year that I would go, I would say, man, I want to do that. I want to do that. Last year, I got to be one of the presenters at the American Association of Christian Counselors World Conference. There's like 7,000 people at this thing, and I got to be a presenter. That never would have happened had I not been a part of that group. It took me about 5 years, just like Charlie Tremendous Jones said. But I was a different person because of the people that I had met and the people that I hung around. Now, let's look at the second part of that quote. Not only is who you become in 5 years determined by the people you meet, it's determined by the books you read. Feed your mind. If you want to grow spiritually, guess what you got to read? You got to read the Bible. You got to open it up. You got to study it for yourself. And I'm not just saying read it when you're at church on Sunday. I'm talking about reading it consistently. And reading it may be actually opening up and reading it. It may be having it in an audio form where you listen to it, but you're continually feeding your mind. Also, whatever it is you do, read up on that. Read up on. I am a coach. I read tons of books on coaching. I am a speaker. I read tons of books on speaking. I am a husband. I read books on how to have great marriages. I am a parent. I read books on how to be a better parent. Whatever it is I do, I want to feed my mind with this information. And not only what I do, but what I want to do. What are those things that you're not doing yet, but you want to do? Read books on that stuff and get that information into your head. Wouldn't it be great if our brains were like our stomachs and they growled whenever they got empty? Unfortunately, that doesn't happen. Continue to feed your mind. I read every day. I listen to audios in my car every day. I listen to audios as I go to sleep every night. I want to feed my brain. Why? Because I am the same person today as I will be 5 years from today, except for the people I meet and the books I read. If you can remember that, then you will help to feed your enthusiasm. How about that? Start that over.